Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Jessica DiCicco about the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which is in theaters now. We're also going to be talking about The Loud House on Nickelodeon. Thank you so much for doing this. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
I feel like it's crazy, and I feel like this is not going to be super crazy because I feel like voice actors, this happens a lot. But is it still kind of weird or kind of, do you get thrown off sometimes when you have to do like multiple voices for one, like one series or one movie, or are you kind of used to it?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of used to it, but I mean, I've been doing like Loud House for like 10 years, you know, however long it's been, and it's crazy. And so those characters are like very ingrained in my psyche, and I feel like I could definitely like switch back and forth. However, you know, there was like a 6-month break, like, you know, when the pandemic first happened before we figured out how to record. And I think I remember being like it took me a second to like get back into it, you know, like, I mean, I'm sure that was like after all that had gone on. But yeah, sometimes it can trip you up, but.
How much did you know about the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Because I feel like, you know, as a voice actor, a lot of kind of gigs come up and auditions come up and everything because there's so much content out there that needs voices, and you do an incredible job. Because I followed your career for quite some time, but like, how much do you know about this one? Like, do you know that it's the Mario Brothers?
So, okay, so this one was different because I did not audition for it. Oh. They brought me in. Thank you, Italian last name, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, Mamma Mia. So I went in and they were like, "Yeah, it's the Mario Brothers movie," and I was just like, "Oh my god!" I never take that for granted. You know, I didn't want to get too excited that I was doing this. I kind of just like tiptoe and walk on eggshells, like, because you never know if you're gonna get like cut out of something. It happens to everybody, like you know. The best of the best, like, get cut out of things if like a character doesn't work or whatever. So I didn't like, you know, I just kind of like waited until it wasn't really real until I was walking the red carpet and I was like, oh my God, I'm in this movie. Oh my God, this is happening. And I'm so excited to see it. And then when I saw it, I heard my voice pop up in so many different places. I'm just like, oh, this is like a dream. Like, I can't, it's just so awesome. Like, especially with this movie, because, you know, because Mario.
I mean, it's so crazy. And I remember like when this was announced, everyone was freaking out. Trailer comes out, everyone's freaking out. It's available to watch, everyone's freaking out. It's just no breaks. Which is, I mean, come on, like, for my group of friends, Jessica, like, these are those were the video games. Like, we would have Saturday nights where we would just play Mario Party, Mario Kart all night long.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I was just talking about somebody with this, how, like, we have such, each one of us has an intimate relationship with Mario.
Yes.
Like, we have played him. He's been our character. We've like, you know, struggled and like gotten better and slowly gotten better and like achieved and like accomplished and conquered as Mario.
Yeah.
And like it's like we each have such like a personal like relationship with him. So I can see why so many people are freaking out and why everybody loves this so much. It's like, this is like our like family friend from like for a long time,
like,
you know,
and they'll never go away. And like it's part of like it was like it wasn't just like, oh, like cool, it's like part of our childhood. It was like a big part of our childhood.
Big part, 100%. Yeah, big part.
And when did you find out you were doing like more than one character? Like when they asked, when they come to you, was it more than one, or was it just for Mama Mario?
No, they were like, okay, so now we're in the Mushroom Kingdom. So, okay, just, you know, play a bunch of mushrooms. I'm like, okay. And so, like, I did, you know, like, hey, you know, just like different, like, you know, little mushroomy sounding voices. And they're like, okay, great. Now we're at, you know, Mario's dinner table. And like, you know, and I also did like the little, like, there's a cousin, like a female cousin who's just like who like I forgot what she did to her, but you know, and then there's like the mom, and then there's like a little boy cousin, and like
was there also Yellow Toad?
What? Oh, yeah, in the mushroom.
Yeah,
in the
in the
mushroom.
mushroom.
kingdom.
Yeah.
Now I'm at Mario's dinner table, and
many
so
worlds.
I know so many worlds. And then he was like, "Okay, now there's and he's like describing all of these. I didn't see visuals. Okay, so he's like describing all of these like worlds. He's like, okay, so now we're like with the Koopas, and and this is happening, and so I did a bunch of those voices, and he's like, okay, now there's like Donkey Kong, and so everybody's like DK, DK. So I was like, okay, DK, DK, and doing all that, and now we're in this world, and it's like I didn't know like what they were going to use me for, what was going to end up in the movie. Like, I didn't even know what was happening, okay? Like, I just, like, went with it and, like, did what he told me to do. And then, yeah. And then this happened.
As a fan.
And then I was like, wow.
As a fan of those worlds and games, I just want to say thank you for sharing that because that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Very cool. It was very cool.
It's so crazy. We're going to shift gears. Obviously, I want to talk to you about the Loud House. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Part of the gig, right, running a media outlet is you got to know what's out there. You got to know the fan bases. You got to know something. It is wild how big the Loud House is. Like, it's actually crazy. You know what I mean? You know this probably because of, the interactions and the conventions and, like, it being on Nickelodeon. But, like, I'm pretty sure, like, if you look at, like, fandoms from Nickelodeon shows from all the years, like even though the classic ones like SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, like you would put a Loud House in there. Like it's like very popular worldwide.
Okay. I am so interested to hear you say this because, okay, so I've been doing Loud House for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, and mind you, like, I used to go to conventions a lot, like when Adventure Time was really hot. Yeah, so like that's when I really got to understand like the differences in the fandoms, and like I could recognize like an Adventure Time fan from like a mile away because I really got to know that fan base. And like the Loud House fan base is a little different. And to be honest, like my overlap with the convention situation, like I haven't really met like loads and loads of Loud House fans. Like I know they exist. I know I interact with people on, social media, on Instagram. But like, I'm like waiting for the day where I go to like a convention and like just get to talk about the Loud House exclusively,
It's going to happen. I'll tell you what, okay? I'm going to be honest.
When it's nostalgic?
But they have a live action show now, the Really Loud House.
Okay, yes.
They tag team. Like, the fans of the Really Loud House watch the Loud House. The fans of the Loud House watch Really Loud House. There are people that didn't watch the Loud House that watched the Really Loud House, and now they watch the Loud House. That's a lot of Loud House that's
Is Really Loud House out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They had they had a movie, a Christmas movie.
Right. I remember the movie.
Okay?
Yeah.
And now there's the TV show on Nickelodeon. Season 1 was out.
Oh, okay.
And now they just got greenlit for season 2 on Nickelodeon.
Okay,
and they have a Halloween movie coming out as well. So, tons of Loud House. And like we did a few interviews with the cast, and like people were asking like, do more. So we did like all these interviews, and people love it.
Why haven't I been on your show?
I've been wanting to get you on the show for a while. I remember talking to like Adam McCarther from Star Forces the Evil like a long, long time ago. He even brought you up, being like, you should talk to her. And I was
my God, Adam. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah.
Oh, no, I've been wanting to do this interview for a while. I'm stoked. Like, yeah.
You know what else like we haven't done, and I'm like waiting for the day, but San Diego Comic-Con is so close to LA, and Nickelodeon has a presence there. It would just be so awesome to have like the first ever Loud House panel with the entire cast.
It would be amazing.
Like, we haven't done that yet.
It would be amazing. So I have interviewed, a lot of voice actors on my show. I've interviewed like Great Delotte Griffin's been on my show. Mm-hmm. I've interviewed, Adam McCarther, tons. This is a cool segment I do. I put you on the spot, but you'll be fine, okay? This is a segment where you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say like ice cream. I'm gonna name a thing. Then you're gonna pick a voice that you do.
Okay.
You're going to introduce that voice. You're going to say, hey, this is, Mama Mario from the Super Mario Bros. And I, love gelato. You know what I mean? Or something like that, okay? So you're going to do that. We're going to do 3. So I'm going to throw something out there. You're going to think of a character. You're going to introduce the character in the voice and then say something about that thing I said, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's try it. Let's go for it.
All right. Video games.
Hi, this is Lucy Loud from the Loud House, and I love to play very dark games. Sigh. Okay.
Awesome. Gummy bears.
Hey, Lynn Loud, baby. My favorite treat of choice before any game are gummy bears. Yeah.
That was so good. Because you were so excited when I said gummy bear. This song, you were like, I know what I'm going to do.
Can you picture her just like pounding gummy bears? Just like, like
oh my God.
You know, like,
okay. And last one, pineapple on pizza.
Oh. Hello, this is Mario and Luigi's mom. Oh my God. Oh, what is this? This is blasphemy. What? Who puts pineapple on pizza? Ugh, come on, boys. Come on. You could do better than that. Let's go. Come on. Put this in the garbage.
Those are great choices. And last question before we wrap up. What is your favorite thing about being a voice actor? Is it diving into all these different worlds? Because you've gone to, like, even though you're not going to the worlds, like you're in like a sound booth recording.
No, you're going to the world. You're going to the world.
Is that one of the best parts about it?
That is one of the best parts. It is like such a fun job because you get to, be super creative and like escape and like play all these different types of characters. Like, who else can play like a mushroom and a cactus and what other random things have I played? A fire princess, like a cat, like, just so many different kinds of characters. So it's so much fun. It's so exciting. There's always like, it's always fun to see like what cool new project you're going to get to do. I mean, yeah, like case in point, the Mario film, like that was just like, like huge surprise. Like, and yeah,
so amazing.
It's such a great job.
And people, can go watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie in theaters now. And it's
out in theaters now. Go see it several times.
And if you've seen it, there's a very good chance that people that watch my interviews have seen it, but they're gonna go. I know people that have went 3 times already, and and they don't plan on stopping. Like they might go see it more and more.
This movie is just
horror movies and video game culture. I'm noticing they're like avid bingers. Like my friends went to go see Scream 6 like 7 times.
Interesting.
So I see that with like video games as well. And like even when The Last of Us on HBO came out, like I have my friend that like watched the whole series like 3 times in a row. Like I've noticed that.
Yeah, very interesting. I see you're very in tune with like what the different fandoms are like and what traits they have.
It's important. Silver thread. Really important. Like it is. Yeah. Like it's really important. But Jessica, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was so great chatting with you.
You too. Thanks so much for having me.
Is your Instagram account just your name? Is it just Jessica DiCicco?
Yeah, it's Jessica DiCicco on Instagram. No, not on Jessica DiCicco, at Jessica DiCicco. And yeah.
Amazing. Well, this has been Popternative. YouTube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Jessica DiCicco and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.